Good afternoon, class 6, and a warm welcome back. So first and foremost, what I would like to say you all is that many of you have not submitted that chart that I gave you as a finding out work. That is one marked work, children. If you look into the details, it is uploaded in Vicon as well. This is a marked work and many of you have not yet submitted. Only 26 children are there in class today, and I don't know what to say because there is still 1.5 months left, and you are supposed, 1 month at least is left, and you are supposed to be regular to class because the concepts formed now will be helpful for you in future. Anyway, everyone must submit that chart. Okay, that chart is a marked work. And on minerals, I am going to take one more assessment in Vicon, which is going to be a mixed objective. There'll be true and false, there'll be MCQ questions, there can be picture-based questions, lots of, mix and match. So I'll be giving that in Vicon, which is going to take place next week, Thursday. So I'm keeping Thursday because we don't know when is school starting. Otherwise I could have kept it on Tuesday as well, but I don't know if school is starting or not. But this is going to be a Vicon.
Tuesday only.
Yes, I can keep it on Tuesday. It's not a problem for me. I can actually keep the test on Tuesday, but the only thing is, if you are coming to school, what is that should be your first day of school, because Monday will be the mother's birth anniversary, so it will not be regular school. So first day of school, if it is first day of school, I don't want you all to be in any kind of confusion. So barring that, that is why I have kept Thursday. Thursday is going to be our last Vicon test in geography. Writing part is over, but what I need, one more thing, what I will do is the finding out work submission. And after that, in school, whatever you have learned in term 2, South America, agriculture, minerals, combining them, I will take orals in school if you are coming. If not, in class only, I'll conduct orals. I'll ask you oral questions. I can ask you, different concept-based questions. I can have some quick quizzes. So whatever way, either in class or in Vicon.
Please repeat what you said.
Full thing repeating becomes a problem if you join so late.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I'm not full thing, ma'am. Just few seconds.
The last few seconds. Okay, I am repeating myself. I'm repeating the full thing. So next week, 24th, Thursday, is going to be a Vicon test on minerals, full chapter. Even if you are coming to school, I'll keep the test open throughout the day. Whenever you get time, whenever you get back from school, you are supposed to give the test. Okay, minerals, full chapter. This is going to be our last Vicon test. And after that, if you are in school or whatever it is, I'm going to ask you oral questions in geography from all the topics that you have learned in this term. That is South America, agriculture, as well as minerals. So I can mix and match and ask you. We'll have a group discussion. We can have some small quick think quizzes. I can give one diagram and ask you what do you understand from this. So such things. So we will have a quiz, whether online or offline. Orals will take online or offline. That I will look into. Is that clear to everyone? Let's see. Yes, I'm thinking of so. But before that, this is one reminder. And this is one last warning to everyone. Please submit the mineral-based work. That is a marked work. The project that the finding out work actually that you are supposed to do. And one more thing is you all must Also submit the written work on agriculture, where I told you what is the difference between subsistence and commercial, because quite a few of you have scored low in the South America work. So I want you all to make up for that. So I'm giving some marks for that in analyzing explanation, so that you know your total score can get a little bit more better. So please ensure that you submit. If there is anyone who is left to submit the first project that I gave you all on South America, okay, if you have, some of you still did not, even after many reminders did not do it, even if you do it now, I can give you some marks. And also for
Can you tell me what South America project are you talking about?
South America project that was given a long time back. There are few children who did not submit it. Remember, beginning of this session, beginning of this term, term 2, when you were doing South America, I gave one work from there, a project work.
Yes, ma'am. The secret of the Indies
The
and
secrets
the
of the Andes.
Yes,
There are around 8-9 children who did not give that work. So this is one last reminder for them. If there is someone, of course, their marks are going to be deducted. But still, if you want to score some marks, then please submit the same. By this week, I need to get all this. And the minerals chart must come to me by today, because I'm going to check them and you are going to be marked there. And Vicon test, after the Vicon test gets over, what I will do is, yes, the orals will continue. With that, we will end class 6 geography. Okay, now history also, the 5 inventions of the Gupta period. Till now, I have corrected around 30, which is very good. 30 students who have very responsibly submitted. I can see 6-7 more are there in my inbox. I was checking that there are 6-7 more children who have submitted it, but still there are about 12 to 14 children who did not. So it's a reminder for them, the 5 inventions during the Gupta period. Please submit your projects. These are ways of scoring. If you don't score, so many of you did not give the map test, so many of you did not do the other things. So this is not done. Why are you not doing it? Please. Yes, Ananta.
Ma'am, the day the map test happened, you gave a retest on the map test. You told it to send by 3 o'clock, but I sent it on 6 o'clock.
I have seen some of you have sent the map, the ones given later on. Some of you have sent much later on for the retest also. Anyway, but
only 3 hours.
Who is this one? Who is just a slash? Is in the waiting room?
He is joining every class. I don't know.
Is he Atharva Kunal or what?
No, it shouldn't be. Let's admit and see. Wait, let's admit and see who is this.
And he is joining every class from the morning, from yesterday's maths breakout room activities.
Okay, who is this one? Who is this? May I know who is this one? Why is your name like this?
Yes.
Left. Anyway.
Yes, ma'am. Last maths class, when I asked him in chat that who are you, he told slash.
What people do. Anyway, hopefully next week you are being back, and by next week we people will be able to meet you all. If not next week, then at least definitely from March. We will meet you in March and we can go ahead. So coming to the last part of what we have done is the mineral resources. Till physical properties and chemical properties, it is clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
We have already done physical properties and chemical properties. Avipsha is asking, is it true that if we go to school, we will be separated into different sections? Means class 6, you are saying, if you are coming to school, what is happening till class 8 is the class is getting divided into 2 groups, not 2 sections. Morning group and afternoon group, so that there is not too much of overcrowding. So one group is coming in the morning, another group is coming. It's not section division. It's a group division of one section. Like suppose I'm telling you, like class 8C, I take class 8C. Class 8C roll number 1 to, I think 17 is coming in morning, and roll number 18 to 33 is coming in the afternoon. So it is going that way.
And that means if it is the second half, then we'll see the evening in school.
No, not that much, because the school is not taking place for that long.
Afternoon.
Yes, the school hours are less. Roll numbers be rearranged according to the letters. Not
It will be
this session.
so much fun to stay at school in night.
No, night school it is not going to be. The ones who are coming in the morning will, their timing is from 8:20 to 11:40.
Yes, ma'am. Will the whole numbers
Ma'am,
be
but what will happen with the
10:20 to 11:40.
11:40,
Again, only 1 hour.
11, something like that, till 11:40.
Only 1 hour. Wow.
will the whole numbers be rearranged?
Right now, nothing. And whatever will be done, that school will only inform you. Right now, nothing. Roll numbers will not be changed this time. If there is any change, it will be in class 7. If there is any change. Right now, it will go ahead only into groups. Okay, we are going to continue with minerals. Before our assessment, we need to finish this. So you already know what are the physical properties and what are the chemical properties of minerals. Now, minerals can actually be classified into groups. Okay, there are many ways of classifying minerals. The most commonly used classification, like just now you said, dividing into groups based on what? Based on roll number. So in
Roll
this
numbers.
way, minerals can also be classified into groups. There are two groups. One is called metallic, or minerals which have metallic properties. Okay, so what is metallic minerals? Metallic minerals, if you look at this chart, metallic minerals are those minerals which contains a metal. Now, how do we know something is a metal? Usually, metallic minerals are those minerals which have certain particular physical properties. Usually, they are quite shiny in nature. Their luster is good. Okay, so they have a shiny luster. So they reflect good light. Then, if you take a metal and if you take a hammer and hit the metal hard with it, the shape of the metal can be easily changed. It can become, it can from a lump, it can be beaten into a flat sheet like that. So that is another thing. Another quality is usually metallic minerals are those minerals which are good conductors of electricity and heat. So if you heat them, you will see those metals have got hot. Many of the metals melt also. Again, you will see some of them are good conductors of electricity. Can you name a mineral which is a metallic mineral which is a good
Copper.
I'm-
Copper.
I'm
Iron.
steel. I'm steel.
I'm iron.
Ma'am, iron ore.
Iron.
Can you please
I'm
check the
steel.
chat once?
I'm steel. Okay.
Okay, glassy luster is glass. Like, have you seen a glass? So it has a glass-like appearance. Okay, so there is a lot of reflection, and there is a lot of reflection for which it appears to be very shiny. When you see anything, have you seen mica? What we call as mica. Do you know what is mica?
No, ma'am.
Yes. Mica.
Ma'am, I thought of writing.
Okay.
I thought of writing it in the project, but I didn't.
You have thought of writing in the project. Good. Okay, Mike. Okay.
I added.
This example, let me tell you. Have you ever seen a pile of sand on the roadside or something, and the sand seems to be reflecting? Okay, there is some kind of reflection taking place from the sand. It's shiny. Have you
I'm
heard?
not on the sand, but in the
Yes.
highway there are roads
In the
which
sand, in the
reflect
sand.
light.
Yeah.
Ma'am, in the sand, some particles reflect.
Another thing, at least this you have heard, that in desert areas, people see mirages. That is, from far away, it will look as if there is a oasis there. But when you go near, there is no water. Have you heard of this phenomena?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Many
Yes,
times.
ma'am.
Ma'am, can you please repeat what you said?
Yeah.
It
what-
spawns.
Ma'am,
Now,
can you please
That
repeat?
is mica.
The sand has, if you ever
Wait,
see,
I was saying something.
if you talk
Wait
together,
a
then how will
second.
you listen? The sand has this mineral, this thing called mica. Okay, and mica is very shiny. Okay, it reflects light. So mica is present in all mirrors. If you take a mirror, if you break it, you will find every mirror, the mirror where we see our reflection. Mirrors have mica. Mica is a mineral that has a shiny luster. You will find that. Very common. Very common.
That is why when we put light on a mirror, it shines so brightly.
Yes, so that is something. Now, metallic minerals, as I said, these are certain properties of metallic minerals. On the other hand, non-metallic minerals are the ones, non-metallic minerals are usually not good conductors of heat and electricity. If you hit them with a hammer, they will break down into small particles, into pieces, but they will not become a thin sheet. They cannot be beaten into sheets. Like if you take copper and you can beat it into sheets also, you can roll it into wires also. You can convert it into thin wires also. But things like mica, things like, gypsum, minerals like gypsum, if you hit them, they will break into small pieces. Okay, they'll break down and they'll become smaller pieces. So that is one thing that you need to remember. That is one difference between metallic and non-metallic. Now, again, metallic minerals can be classified into two groups. One is ferrous, that is any mineral that contains iron. And another one is non-ferrous, that is anything that does not contain iron. Iron is given a lot of importance because it is one of the most important minerals that we need in several industries. For many things, iron is a mineral that is very important to all of us. Yes, now tell me who was saying ma'am.
Ma'am,
Yes,
ma'am,
I
can
was
I ask
saying
something?
1 minute.
No, ma'am, I
Raise your
want to
hand,
ask-
raise your hand. Yes, Shrihan.
Ma'am, so, ma'am, bauxite is, ma'am, I recently found that bauxite is an ore of iron.
Not an ore of iron,
Aluminium.
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 It's of aluminium. Aluminium is found from bauxite.
Yes.
What is the ore of
Sometimes I
iron?
get confused between iron and aluminium.
Okay,
Ma'am,
Ananta.
can you please? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, 1 minute, one by one. Ananta.
Ma'am, you said the metals come from these ores. So, ma'am, mercury is also a metal. So, ma'am, it also comes from a mineral.
Not necessarily that everything will have an ore form, but what do we call, what is an ore? See, ore is nothing but a mineral in its impure form. Okay, impure means there are dust particles, there are other pollutants, and all these things are mixed in it. Okay, now when you put, there are reactors and there is a list of reactions that take place in chemical reactions that are done. So all the impurities, they are removed. Okay, all the dust, all the other things that are there, those are removed from the mineral and the pure one is extracted and the pure one is used. Very common examples are bauxite and iron. Iron ore, bauxite ore, these are very common examples. Any metal can have, it comes from an ore. Okay, because nothing, we are getting them from where? Where are they coming from? They are coming from the earth's crust. So we are getting everything from the earth's crust. Now on the earth's crust, can it be in pure form everywhere? No dust, no impurities. Is it ever possible? So we will always,
No, ma'am,
mining is done. Yeah, it has its own impurities and those are removed and then the pure form of the metal is obtained.
So, ma'am, if mercury does not come from a mineral or a ore, then where does it come from?
I did not understand the question. Where does it come from means?
Where does mercury come from?
Where does mercury is an element obtained present on the surface of the present on earth. It is an element that we find on our planet, just like any other planet, just like any other thing. Like earth, if you see the earth's crust, they have the earth's crust, the ocean crust, everything. There is where minerals are there. So we obtain it from there through mining and through different processes. And then we again can do chemical formula, chemical reactions, and invent new elements, new minerals. We can make inventions also, but generally what we say for any mineral is they are naturally occurring. So where is anything coming from? From the earth's crust. All right, so anything that we are getting, we are actually getting it from the earth's crust. If we are talking of a mineral, and then we can do a lot of experiments with it and invent something new as well from there. So both are possible. So one is man-made, and usually then we will call it man-made. Otherwise, it is naturally occurring. Okay, so as I was saying, metallic and non-metallic. This much is clear. What is the difference between metallic and non-metallic?
Now may I ask a question?
Who is this one? Oh, Aniron.
I'm Aniron.
Yes, yes.
Ma'am, can you please give me another example of a ferrous mineral? Other than iron ore.
It's basically iron. But iron has different varieties. So all of them, iron, the varieties of iron like magnetite, hematite, these are all ferrous. Okay, we call them all ferrous. They are varieties of iron, and they are obtained. And I can see here another example given here is chromite. But again, I'll see. Apart from iron, what are the other minerals that I'll have to look for a little bit more? You can also ask your chemistry ma'am. She can give you a better idea, a deeper idea into what are other non-ferrous ones. But usually ferrous is when there is iron, and all varieties of iron come under it. Like there are 4 varieties of iron: hematite, magnetite, siderite, limonite. These are all varieties of iron that are found. So all these are ferrous metallic. Okay, so that is one thing.
Okay.
And you can also do your own research.
You can add the formula as well to ma'am.
Yeah, you can just type it out. Formula. Who is asking for a formula?
Ma'am,
can you please explain me
metallic?
Tell Abhigyan.
Ma'am, can you please once again explain me metallic?
See. Oh, there is no good chalk here. 1 minute. Yes, I have got my chalk box, so I can tell you in brief. So if you see, if I write down the difference between metallic and non-metallic, so this is anything that contains a metal. This is anything that does not contain a metal. How do I know what is a metallic? So first thing, if the mineral that we are getting is a good conductor. Conductor of what? Bus conductor.
Electricity.
No, ma'am, electricity and heat.
Electricity and heat. Electricity and heat.
That
And it reflects light well.
what do you mean by good conductor?
Ma'am, I cannot hear you.
Sure.
Heat and
I thought mine.
The video got paused.
my video got paused. Hello. Hello.
Ma'am has came to tell me what is minerals.
To be, appreciate
Ma'am.
what an excellent network. So what I was saying, what do you mean by good conductor? That is electricity and heat.
through it.
Can easily pass through it. Very good, Ananto.
Steel.
When you use them, you can make electricity and heat pass through them easily. Every element, every mineral is made up of atoms, and the atoms and molecules of these elements takes in the heat or electricity and passes it on. Hence, they are called good conductors of heat and electricity. They are bad conductors. There are many differences like this. Another thing that you can say is usually metallic minerals have a shine, and this usually is dull. So their luster is shining. They have their own shine. Okay, here for non-metallic ones, they are usually dull. They don't reflect so much of light. That can be another point of difference. Third one you can say is can be beaten into
Sheets.
yes. Cannot
That's what ductile is, right?
be
Non-metallic minerals are generally
That is what
generally very
ductile is,
brittle.
right?
will break. Yes, ductile. It is called malleable and ductile. Absolutely, very good. So if you beat them, if you beat those with a hammer, it will easily turn into a sheet.
More of a science
Okay,
class.
but if you do it for a non-metallic one, what will happen is it will break. You try and hit gypsum. You try and hit gypsum, which is a non-metallic mineral. Gypsum will break. You try and hit talc. Talc is a non-metallic.
Ma'am,
It will break into pieces, but you can never.
Diamond.
But diamond is very difficult to be broken. Very difficult.
It's shiny and it cannot be broken.
Yeah, but
Difficult. It's an
at
exception.
Ma'am,
that's it.
diamond
Is
metallic.
it powerful than a lock?
one diamond can be broken by another diamond. So diamond is such in wherever. Have you, if you ever see diamond jewelries, necklaces, earrings, and all those, to give those shape and cut, another diamond is used. So usually the tip of those machines have a diamond, which is hard enough to break this.
Like in the Stone
That
Age,
is why
another
it's so
student
expensive.
Diamond halved out
Diamond.
in a 5,000 lock.
I did not get that. Wait, 1 minute. But metallic,
It's a diamond.
like gold. Diamond, you can say that way, but metallic mineral is gold. Gold is very shiny. You take gold and you hit it with a hammer, and if you can beat gold, gold can be beaten into gold sheets. Then on that, the design is hit. They hit and make the gold jewelry designs, and then they give that shape. So there are different ways, and gold again can be melted. It conducts heat. It takes in heat. So you will see these differences are there between metallic and non-metallic minerals. Now, apart from all this can also be learned in chemistry. But why are we discussing all this in geography? Why is it important to know about minerals in geography? The question comes here. And the answer to this question is because the minerals are not found everywhere on Earth equally. We are getting the minerals from the Earth's crust, and geographers study the Earth. It is the work of the geographers to study the Earth and the Earth's crust. So if anybody is studying geology, or anybody is studying, geology is a branch of geography which requires more of chemistry and physics. So if you ever do so, you may experiment with rocks and minerals. So when you experiment, you never know. One of you may become a scientist who discovers a new type of rock or mineral. That is always a possibility. And geologists and geographers, they work with this. The Earth's crust is their study area. Different parts of the world has different types of minerals in them. And that is where the work of geography comes. And from there only, I have given you your finding out work, that what are the minerals that are found in India? Like iron ore, bauxite.
And bauxite, manganese.
Yeah, copper.
Gold. Many are found.
Manganese.
Diamond.
Dolomite is also found.
and gold.
All these are very much found in India. Then again, India does not have quite a few minerals as well. You know, you will not find India self-sufficient in quite a few minerals if you do some research. So what happens? Many countries in the world like this, they have ample amount of one mineral and then they are lacking in the other. So then there is trading. Okay, then we do trading because each country is trying to progress. You know, we say that India is a developing country. Okay, while we say Japan and all is a developed country. If you ever hear this, this is a very common saying. Do you know why?
Yes, ma'am. Previously, they used to call India underdeveloped country.
Underdeveloped country. You know why?
Yes.
African countries, India, these have quite good amount of minerals. But the problem is we people, the people of the country, the education is backward. There is less amount of scientific research. People don't know what to do. And India's minerals hence have been taken away by foreign countries. Africa has such huge reserves of gold and diamond, but African countries are one of the poorest in the world. There is illiteracy, there is lack of government politics, wrong politics,
And lack of food.
lack of food and awareness. Most
Lack of education.
tribal people who doesn't know, who do primitive agriculture. So for a country to progress, what you need is to know how to use your minerals. That is what Japan has done. Japan is a developed country because, you know, Japan doesn't have iron ore of its own. Hardly iron ore mines are there. Japan brings its iron ore from India and other countries. Japan gets its iron ore, and then what has it done? It has learned how to use that iron ore in the best possible way. It is using that iron ore to make fast cars, to advanced machines, everything, and then people are buying those. And it is progressing economically. So study hard, do your own research. You never know what you may invent for your country. That is always a possibility. You know, that is very, very important. So this is the thing. Japan has, based on minerals, also many industries work. Of majority of the industries, they need some kind or other of a mineral. Okay, so mineral reserves and using them properly becomes very, very, very important. Because if you use them properly, then a country can quickly progress economically also and become a developed country like Japan. A very good example is Japan. Now, last but not the least, for today, what I would like to say, one just last thing, children, in this you will find example of coal and petroleum. Now, if you match coal and petroleum with all the characteristics of a mineral, do they match?
No, ma'am. They are
No, ma'am.
liquid.
No, ma'am.
Yes.
They are part of liquid. How can they be a mineral?
Right. Now, coal and petroleum actually doesn't match with all the characteristics of a mineral. But why is coal and petroleum mentioned? What I would like you all to just bracket those two and write beside that, instead of mineral resources, we usually refer to them as energy resources. Energy resources, because without coal and petroleum, we will not be able to, you know, for different kinds of work. Coal and petroleum is of very, very, very big importance. They are extremely important for us and we use them for various things. Okay, hence they are termed as a resource. But instead of directly, since some of their characteristics doesn't match with minerals, we put them not directly under mineral resources, but what we call
What energy sources?
Ma'am, I have something to say.
Energy resources.
Ma'am, can
Ma'am,
you
you told something
the
in brackets.
laptop screen?
resources. Yes,
Ma'am,
energy.
you told something.
There are three types of energy resources. We actually call all kinds of, we call them fossil fuels. All fossil fuels, coal, petroleum, natural gas, whatever you get, but they are
Crude oil.
into us. So
That is
coal,
written.
petroleum, all this are fossil fuels. You can also write instead of fossil fuels, coal, petroleum. So that is done. So we, instead of directly calling them mineral resources, we call them energy resources because they provide us with the energy which is used to run machines, generate electricity, do many works. So they are very important and very valuable to us.